All right, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Kalaya coming at you with a quick response video. All right, prior to getting started, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and prayers unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to hopefully elect. Shalom. All right, in this response lesson, it's going to pretty much be surrounded by the brother Kushab's video. I think he posted it yesterday. I just got a chance to watch it today while I was at work. And, I just been pondering on it all day, which, I encourage brothers to go and watch that brother's video. All right. And, the brother, he brought out, a couple scriptures, but for the most part, it was, information, man. All right. A video of a whistleblower going into how the infrastructure for the MOTB, right, and that B system is set up already, okay? From the financial standpoint, surveillance standpoint, and I believe the last one was a data collection standpoint, if I'm not mistaken. Right, correct me if I'm wrong. But nevertheless, those 3 points are the key, pillars, right, to this new system that this devil is trying to create. All right, and these things, you can identify these things in everyday life. All right, for everything, for any job, for any benefits, basically for anything, all right, that you need in this world, you have to do what? You have to put your email address, which your email address is connected to all sorts of information, right? There are side note, these flock cameras, right? Flock cameras are used for vehicular purposes, right? Identifying stolen cars and things of that nature. But the way computers work and technology work, all you need to do is download a certain software or, change whatever software it was to whatever you want it to be. And now you have surveillance cameras that are watching everything on that block, man. You have all sorts of things, police cameras, your phone is listening and collecting data. It's also watching different smart TVs, et cetera, et cetera. But nevertheless, also I want to speak about this too, man. That financial pillar. You see, we're at the age where the world is transferring to digital currency. All right, as you have seen, Bitcoin has grown within the past 10 years, maybe even more, but it's become more popular, and not just popular, but convenient, right? Look at your credit card. The credit cards, well, first and foremost, you had cash, right? Cash turned into credit cards. Credit cards turned into what? All right, those little chips that was on it. And now you can pay for things with your phone, man. It's that easy, you see? So they've been using a system called gradualism, all right? You can also revert back to the scientific experiment of boiling a frog, right? Pretty much, if you put a frog in hot boiling water, he's gonna jump out. All right, but if you turn up the temperature every so often, that frog won't know that it's being boiled, and then before you know it, it's too late. The frog dies, and that's kind of what Esau Edom has done, all right, to the American people. You see. He's gradually massaged in, these different plots, man, and plans. You see, to now we're at the point where he's just gonna have he has America, not only just America, but mainly America in his grasps, and now you can't back out, man. All the efforts for basically trying to escape this system is futile. All right, so I'm gonna start off with Isaiah 31:1, and it reads, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." All right, and our people have, trusted in Esau Edom, man, with everything. Okay, and now they're to the point to where, they can't live without this guy. All right, he feeds you, he clothes you, all right, he gives you a place to work, He houses you. He does everything for you. And real quick, I want to bring this out. Let me see, because I just was thinking about it. It's in the book of Deuteronomy. Salakia, bear with me. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for it, but nevertheless, it tell you, all right, that you know, pretty much we gonna go to this devil for the want of all things, man. All right, and that hasn't changed, okay? And now this devil has made it even harder. If we didn't have it hard already, man. All right, so he's about to have total control over your money. All right, you know what you purchase, your purchasing power. Pretty much, okay? He can dictate what you can and can't purchase based on your social credit score, just like China, man. All right? But nevertheless, you know, I'm going into this because this devil has set up this infrastructure with so much blood, sweat, and tears, and he's actually not going to fulfill it, right? Meaning he's not going to get to the point of where he's satisfied, right? Because the satisfaction for him will be to what? Get the elect. All right. I'm going to start off with, and I'm going to get Job 20. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get that. But first, I want to get this Psalms, the 21st chapter, one of my favorites, man. It's Salakia of Jake looks sweaty, man. I just got off the plantation. This the book of Psalms, the 21st chapter, in verse 9. And it reads, Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Right? Because ultimately that's going to be their judgment. All right, those ICBM nuclear missiles, which is going to obliterate America. It says, Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from the children of men, from among the children of men. That's that Obadiah treatment. All right, utterly taking this guy off the face of the planet Earth, man. Okay, that's his ultimate judgment. After, you know, his 1,000 years of slavery, he's going to be obliterated, all right, from the gene pool. Okay, verse 11, it says, For they intend evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. Okay, and we know what that mischievous device is, man. Okay, the MOTB. All right, this devil intends to, you know, basically tempt everybody on the face of the planet Earth with something that's going to destroy them, man. Which that's that MOTB. All right, and basically, when you go watch that brother's video, it gives you the groundworks, okay, for, you know, when they're ready to push this RFID microchip out, there's nothing that's going to be able to stop them. All right, this train is going too fast for to come to a halt now, man. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 20 and 22. Let me see. I can start at 15. It says, He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers and floods, the brooks of honey and butter. Right? He's not going to see the outcome of this plan. Right? He won't get to reap the benefits of implementing the MOTB under the NWO, man, the New World Order. All right, which he is going to explain. I'm getting ahead of myself. Verse 18, it says, That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. You see, because he got scientists, these top technocrats that are working, you know, hours on end, man. Right, to complete what? I think it's called Neuralink. That's what it is, the Neuralink, and also, you know, fine tuning the grain of rice. You see, it says, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away in the house which he builded not. Yeah, he took the children of Israel, man. Okay, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save that which is desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and he shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see? So, you know, this devil is going to pretty much get to a point where he's implemented the MOTB, and all that'll be left is what? The elect, man. All right? Those that are not going to take the MOTB, man. That's going to resist unto the end. You see? And when you go down from 24 all the way to 29, it pretty much gives you this devil's end, man. All right? Which are the ICBM nuclear missiles. You see? It was one more that I wanted to... Oh, okay. I remember. It's Psalms, the 64th chapter. All right. And I want to start at verse 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, and they say, who shall see them? Right? Because, as I said, they've used gradualism. And, you know, we use this for different things, okay? But more or less talking about the steps it took to get to this point, all right, of this man's rulership, right? He has set these basically traps privily that, you know, only the elect are able to see. And I'm not going to say only the elect, but more or less it's for the elect to see, because you do have whistleblowers. Is this in here? Yeah, it's in verse 8. I'll grab that too. But nevertheless, you have whistleblowers who are, you know, basically shining light on these things, man. Which, you know, the Lord make them do that. This is verse 6. It says, they search on iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. That's right. Excuse me. It takes a madman, all right, to think of a device, as it spoke of in Psalms, the 21st chapter, mischievous device, all right, to basically imprison the whole world, man. You see? But it's targeted to who? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? And I want to get this just because verse 7, it says, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, which is those nuclear missiles. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. That's right, man. And those are those whistleblowers. And you'll see that when you go look at that brother's video, man. All right, this Edomite, which he appears to be an Edomite. All right, and I have no doubt that he is, you know, but if he is or isn't is not my decision. Okay, but from the outside looking in, he looks like an Edomite. All right, but he came with what? Valuable information, man. All right, and like I said, ultimately the Lord allowed these devils to speak upon these things, and it's for the men of the Lord, okay, to warn the flock, to warn the elect, man, because 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're going to take that MOTB, all right? They're going to take it, man, you know? But like I said, I didn't mean for this to be long, man. Jake going, you know, get this dirt off me and get ready. You know, we got a conference call a little bit later on, so, you know, I'm going to get up out of here. I just want to give my 2 cents, all right, as a response to that brother's video. You know, so before I get out of here, I'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rechakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations, hopefully, like Shalom and Abba Ball.